And I said before that porosity is governed or determined by grain sorting or grain packing. And this is the illustration. From the left to the right, porosity becomes larger from 5% to 35%. And you can see the sorting from poorly sorting, moderately sorting, well sorting, and very well sorting. By sorting, I mean the size distribution. If the distribution is good or quite uniform, then you will have small uniformly or big uniformly. Like in this case, all of the grains are quite big in size. So if you have good sorting, the grains are quite uniform in size, all of them are quite big, you will have high porosity. But if the sorting is very poor, you will have big and small at the same time, then the porosity will be small because the smaller grains will fill up the zones, will fill up the pore spaces, and of course, at the end of the day, the remaining porosity will be very small. And along with the porosity, the saturation profile will be the same more or less with the porosity. So if you have poor sorting, saturation can be very low, but if you have good sorting, the saturation can be high, fluid saturation. And based on the content of clay or fines, if you have poor sorting, it means you have high clay content or high content of fines, and vice versa. This is another depiction of porosity, the sorting of porosity. If you have a uniform size, okay, if you have regular shape distribution or size distribution, then you can achieve even 47.6% of porosity. But of course, it is just an ideal porosity, usually cannot be that high. You can achieve 39.5 if the configuration is like this. If like this, the sorting and the alignment can be 30%, like this 25%. The sorting, the alignment, or the packing of the grains. If you have big and small at the same time, we call it poorly sorting. Then porosity, for example, 13%, much lower, significantly lower than the previous cases. And if you have irregular grain shape, then can be like this, can be big or can be low porosity.